Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. ACCUSTATS Video Productions is proud to welcome you to day number 6 of the 42nd U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. Thank you very much. Right here, live from the ACCUSTATS Arena at the beautiful Sheraton Norfolk Waterside Hotel, our gracious host for 3 years running. Well, we are on day number 6, the evening session, and when we're done play tonight, there's only going to be 4 players left vying for this most prestigious title. So it's going to be fun for the rest of the night to see who goes through and who we're going to see again tomorrow. By the way, tomorrow's schedule, 1 p.m., 3 p.m., and 7 p.m. finals, Eastern Standard Time. I'd like to take one more opportunity tonight to say how much we appreciate our 3 signature sponsors, Aramith, Simonis, and Diamond, and also how much we appreciate each and every one of you great fans out there for what you've done to help make our events possible, not only here, but throughout the country. Thank you for your support, ladies and gentlemen, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the program tonight. Okay, this is a winner's side match. These are the 2 of the 3 remaining undefeated players. The other is Jason Shaw. You just saw him proceed to the hot seat match. So he'll be playing at 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon right here in the TV table against the winner of this match. The loser of this match will play again this evening, and we'll find out who and when in just a little while. So right now, without any delay, let me introduce our 2 competitors, 2 new young guns here, and they've sure done themselves proud. Let's welcome them again. Our first player, all 18 years old of him and all 10 feet tall, from Albania. This gentleman is the World Pool Series Aramith Masters champion. He won that out in New York earlier this year. He's sponsored by High Rock, the Albania Snooker Federation, and Artitudes. Ladies and gentlemen, a great U.S. Open welcome, please, for Eklent Kaci. And his opponent from Spain. This gentleman is a former World Junior 9-Ball champion. He won that in 2010. In 2016, he became the European 9-Ball champion, and he's pretty young as well. So the future is bright, and we're happy to see that. He's sponsored by Predator, Accu-Stats, and ProQs. Kindly welcome, if you would, Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz. Okay, guys, if you would, please go ahead and lag for the break. And everything's the same. It's a race to 11 winner break with a 40-second shot clock. Now my pleasure to send it upstairs to the commentary booth to Mark Wilson. And once again, a special guest that we're so glad to have with us, Chris Melling. Take it away upstairs.
Hello and welcome, pool fans. This is the 2017 U.S. Open. Kachi versus Ruiz, winner's bracket action. I'm Mark Wilson, and special guest professional player Chris Melling is here. Chris, give us your thoughts on going into this one.
Well, it's certainly going to be an exciting match. Both young guys. And I think their total age is my age. So it's going to be fast action, I think. Eklent is quite a slow and accurate player, let's say. He makes sure of every shot, where Francisco is a really quick player. So it's going to be exciting to watch.
He's kind of a high-rhythm player. You are, too, so I know you must fancy fast play. But Kachi has just played so solid throughout. Undefeated going through this field, day 6, you have to be playing great.
Yeah, and I think a lot of Kachi's success comes from his break as well. His break is phenomenal. And I'm sure we're going to see 2 or 3 balls going in off a lot of his breaks. And that can be the difference between winning and losing, really.
Yeah, that's a huge differential, getting the offensive starts. And if you can break and run some racks at this level, your opponent's as good as you. So the only way to separate yourself is to play some games where he doesn't get to participate. And then if you can just go 50-50 in the games where he does, then you can ease on out in front and close out the match.
Yeah, that's why it's one of the toughest sports in the world, really, because you can get to the final and actually not even play one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's just so heartbreaking when that happens. And it's happened to me quite a few times, and I've done it to people also, so you have to accept it sometimes.
Breaking from the left side of the box as he faces it. 5-ball on the wing. 3-point rule is in effect.
It looks like a dry one.
And maybe an illegal break at that.
And he's in big trouble straight away. This is no easy hit to get to the 1-ball.
Sanchez-Ruiz does not even bother to get out of his chair upon looking at the layout of these balls. He just gives the shot right back, which is an option on an illegal break.
Well, the good thing here for Kachi is that he can play off the side rail where the 3 and the 8-ball is, and even if he doesn't make contact with the 1, the 3 is kind of tied up with the 8 anyway. So it would be no surprise to see him hit this and hook Sanchez straight back.
Right. If he fails this, you may even see a 3-foul rule attempt. No matter what, he doesn't want to dislodge the 3 and 8.
Good.
Oh, what a nice shot that was. He warped that around and probably had to use a little low left to bend it that much to get around the 8, but yet come in short enough to hit the 1.
Yeah, it's been a little bit unfortunate to leave that, really. I mean, it was a good hit. If it hadn't have bobbled in the top right-hand corner, then it would certainly have been a snooker behind the 4-5-6.
Sanchez-Ruiz surveying the table. Clenty is 6'5". Look at the size of him. He can reach everything here. Powerful man.
Just a touch short here on the 2-ball.
The opening shot jitters a little bit. You can see Sanchez-Ruiz move just a little bit as he delivered that stick.
Yeah, he's got a couple of options here. Obviously, he can make the 2, send the white up and down, and then play the 3 around the angles and kill the cue ball behind the 8, which is probably the correct shot. It's all about how he feels. He could even play the hook right now. Just try and draw off the right side of the 2-ball and send the cue ball off the side rail in behind the 3 and the 8.
Well, he's queuing up as if he's playing safe. He's going to draw over to the 3. That's a nice shot. Very well executed.
Great shot, but he's missed a little trick there, Mark.
Okay, what is it?
He could have played that harder. Only a touch harder, but that in turn would have brought the 3 into play. And that would have put him in a really good advantage.
Right.
I mean, obviously he's trying to make sure he gets the hook, which is the main concern. But even if he doesn't hit the 2-ball here, he's going to have to play a great positional shot to get onto the 3.
Yeah, there'd be a lot of work in front of him. It's going to warp this short.
Yeah, drawing this with a lot of bottom right-hand spin. This is a tough shot. Wow.
What a shot.
Well, I'm not quite sure he played for that, but
No, yeah.
I'm sure he'll take it.
He just wanted to make solid contact. He did not anticipate making the ball at all. Now he's perhaps even in a worse spot because now he has to dislodge the 3.
Yeah, Sanchez would have been sick seeing that, and then all of a sudden now he's happy. From one extreme to the other, really.
It's not that bad of a deal if you kick into the 3-ball hard to get 9-ball moving, but he has to bend it a little bit with side spin, which means you're not going to get the same impact power. So you might consider kicking 3 rails at this and try to come in, short side on the 3.
He has got one shot that I can see, but it's not easy. He can play off the bottom rail with a touch of right-hand spin and just flick the 3.
Yeah. Dross. Yeah.
So if we play the cue ball off the bottom rail into the 3 will go over there to the side rail, and the cue ball will take this line up the table, and he should be snookered.
Looks like he might be playing your shot. No, he went for power. Get some action on the 9-ball.
And that could be one of Kachi's downfalls in positions like that, because we haven't seen too much tactical play.
Right.
Not too sure how good he is at kicking and the systems that we do use when we're playing these shots. But from what I saw there, that was a hit and hope early in the match.
Good play there. So twice now, Sanchez-Ruiz has come to the table and played good, solid safeties. Doesn't mean that you win the game, but you earn yourself more positive opportunities from not creating unforced errors, trying to force the play when it's not there.
If Kachi can go just one rail here off the side rail and just knock the 3-ball to the side cushion, it will be relatively safe. It looks like he's drawing this with a touch of right, just to straighten. He needs to be careful he doesn't hit the 9 here. And he did.
Illegal contact.
And this is Francisco's first opportunity.
And he's really earned it with some really good heady safety play here. He's played conservative, and like you said, he could have possibly did more with the safety, but he did make sure he had him hooked.
Well, he's done what we call in England keeping his foot down.
Mm-hmm.
He isn't letting his opponent breathe. Still got to play a couple of decent shots here. I prefer to leave the 5-ball past the 9, just so it's a nice and easy stroke, giving the ball the best chance of dropping in the pocket. Obviously, these pockets do play a little bit more generous than normal because of the lighting and heating, but if you play them at pace, they will bobble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that the tablecloth is a little cleaner than what the outside tables tend to be, and I also think the balls are a little cleaner on this table.
Yeah, noticeably when you're playing, it's very responsive as well. Like you play a stop shot and it draws back maybe 2 feet. It's pretty strange.
That's when you're twitching.
Well, that could be that as well. You can clearly see he's not wasting any time here.
No, he's fun to watch.
Just draw the 6-ball back to roughly where he is now for a stop shot on the 7. That's just about perfect.
The winner of the first rack of these sets goes on to win the match 56% of the time. That first rack is pretty important. Good job there. Sanchez-Ruiz now has 1.
And he cleared them balls up in about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Didn't waste any time.
No. He was shooting balls before they had a chance to reset the shot clock, so that's fast.
Yeah, I love watching the fast players.
I tell you,
Jason Shaw's very similar.
and Joshua Filler. I mean, I couldn't believe how fast he runs out some routine layouts.
Yeah, Filler's just a phenomenal player, really. I mean, again, we don't really know his kicking game, but he's such a young guy that he's going to learn that game. And he's only going to learn by losing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's got many major titles in him.
Yeah, 20
Fantastic
years.
talent.
Can you imagine winning the China Open? Can you imagine the depth of the field there, and then to say that you went over there and won the China Open?
Well, you're asking a guy who's won it, Mark.
Oh, well, sorry.
Yeah,
I
I actually won it in 2011, and it was 64 players. That was just unbelievable.
I can see here the ones they sent here is unbelievable, and I can imagine there's quite a depth of those guys that didn't come here. So,
yeah, the Asian players are just phenomenal. There's so many great players. I mean, they go to school and learn how to play at school.
mm-hmm.
I mean, it's no wonder that they're the best in the world at athletics and at the
Yeah.
Olympics and things like that.
Yeah. 1-0. Ruiz breaking. 4-ball is the wing ball. 4-ball went right in. Legal break. He's going to get a shot on the 1.
Wow, how do you like these?
Yeah.
this is as good a break as you could possibly ask for early in the match.
This is one of those circumstances where you're just hugely disappointed, and it's psychologically devastating if you don't get out from here.
Well, I think his hardest shot is going to be the 2 to the 3 ball, because the natural angle potting the 1 is going away from the 2, but he can play for it in the corner. If he leaves a cue ball just a little bit further over from where he is for the 2, he can then play the 3 in the same side pocket as where the 1 ball's going. And from there, it's ABC, really. And that's just about perfect.
Yeah, that's good, because now he can just stun back and play the 3 in the side. He's checking his alignment that he wants there.
You just watch his head when he plays a shot, Mark. Just watch how much he moves as soon as he hits a ball. His head lifted there.
And that's on a soft speed stroke.
I don't know if that's a Spanish thing, though, because a lot of the Spaniards do that. And I remember a pool player, unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, Ismael Paez.
Yes.
And the Mexican jumping bean. And he used to jump like crazy off the cue.
He sure did.
He's played a poor shot there, though, as Sanchez. He had a huge room for error there, and he's underhit that ball by a good foot. And he's overhit that one. And this is what happens, Mark, when you run out of position.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is his specialty, is shot making, so this kind of plays into his hands. He's not really a tight pattern player like Kopin Chung, somebody like that plays a real fluid, smooth pattern. He kind of scrambles.
I think he can go 3 or 4 rails here. I mean, if we can get the overhead, I'll show you the shot he can play.
There we go.
He can cut the the 7 ball in the corner, and then the cue ball off the rail, off the side rail, off the top rail, and the check side will come down here towards the centre pocket. That is what I would be playing. But it's all about how he feels. He could even play the bank or a safe, but I think we'll see him attack. He's an attacking player.
Yeah. Sometimes you meant to get this in the corner, so you punish yourself by continuing to play it in the corner, even when that might not be the best shot, but you're upset that you didn't get better because, like we said to begin with, psychologically it's devastating. If you don't clear up the balls from that break, you're seldom going to get a good start like that
Well, he needs to hurry up. He's only got 12 seconds left to play this shot. Just concentrate on the pot. Don't worry about the position.
Played the bank. Really well done.
And he's got to play another good shot here, though. This will give him some confidence if he makes this and draws a cue ball off the side rail, because it's automatic position onto the 9.
Nothing but the bottom of the pocket. Just a 9 ball, that's routine. Sanchez-Ruiz now has 2. Kachi 0.
Well, it looks in good form, Mark. He's lost the cue ball a little bit in the last few shots, but he keeps potting the balls, which is the aim of the game.
You know, another thing I like, David Al-Kaidi is sitting right behind him, his countryman. And I really admire that when there's team and a lot of the English guys will come and root for each other. I always admire that.
Well, that's one thing that I believe is why the Europeans have won the last few Mosconis, is because when the Europeans are playing, even at the US Open, at the Euro Tours, at other ranking events around the world, they're always backing each other up. They're always stood there behind each other, always supporting each other. Where I'm not knocking the American guys, because obviously that's just the way they are. But you don't often see a lot of American teammates stood behind their man, really.
it's an oddity, but there's a lot of maybe petty jealousy, and then these guys are renegades. They're out there gunfighting every day, trying to make a living and playing each other, and they've had oftentimes some bad blood from competition too. But they're not really together like you might like to see them be.
I mean, they're all great players. I'm not knocking them whatsoever. They are fantastic players and champions within their own right as well. But it's great to see people like Billy Thorpe and Skyler. Mm-hmm. You know, Oscar's back again.
Right.
But it's great to see them guys back playing. Has he made the 3 points?
Yes.
Just.
Yeah, the 3 and the 4 both broke the plane, and he made a ball, so giving the 2s down there. Not by a whole lot, though.
Well, there's not much he can really do here.
No.
I mean, the position from the 2 to the 3 is, well, he's going to have to play off the top rail, off the bottom rail, and back up for the 3 in the same pocket as the 2.
I don't even think it goes.
Unless the 3-4 is a combo in the side pocket.
Well, now that might be, but I don't think the 3 goes by the 4. I don't think there's a pocket. You'd have to play underneath the 3 to play it in the long corner pocket, which I don't even know how you would get the cue ball there.
Yeah, it's a tough one. He's in a funny situation.
And then you're slightly impeded by the 7 ball, which further, diminishes your ability to hit the cue ball pure.
I think he's going to try it.
Yeah, he's aggressive.
He likes to go for his shots.
Be hard to play safe by banking the 2 ball down table and try to billiard the cue ball into the 4 and the 3. But that almost looks like what he's playing offense.
Well, I think he might be able to hit it, but he won't be able to do a lot with it. Well, he's straight in the corner, I think, if he clips off the 3.
Yeah. And you can see great camera work here. You can see exactly what he has.
He may be able to just flick it, and just miss that corner pocket, but he's very, very thin.
He's going to look at the 3-4 in the side.
Well, this all depends if the 3 and 4 are close to touching, and I don't think they are. If there was, then he could play what's called an offside plant, an offside combination, and he's made it.
My goodness, what a shot. Yeah.
What a shot that is. That's the shot
Beautiful.
of the match right there.
Yeah. If this was a matchroom event, that would be replayed at commercial break after this rack. That's how good that was.
And every one of these shots that he keeps making is going to make him more and more confident. And it's going to make Kachi more and more angry.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't embolden your confidence when your opponent's playing this well.
There might be a few people think, why didn't you play the 5 there to play the 6-9 combo, which he's no need to really, because it's just about cue ball control here. The next 3 or 4 shots are relatively easy for somebody of Francisco's caliber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if the combination, it plays all right if you're perfect on it, but as soon as you get a little off angle, now it becomes a missable shot.
Well, here's a little interesting fact for you, Mark. If Sanchez-Ruiz wins the US Open, he overtakes Nick Vandenberg for 3rd place at the Mosconi Cup.
Oh, I did not know that.
But he has to win the tournament, and he overtakes him by 1 point.
Wow. Okay. That's interesting, because I had heard that Nick was an imminent selection, and I can see now. Maybe people would think that, it seemed that way at the time.
It'd be great to see somebody like Francisco there, but obviously, as one of my great friends, I'm rooting for Jason to win the tournament.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was lucky there. That went in the back door.
Yeah, Jason looks to be a man on a mission. Speaking of Jason Shaw, of course. Well done. Good break and run out there. score now is 3-0.
Yeah, I think at the minute, Jason's just on a complete different planet to most players. He's literally not missing a ball when he does play. His break is phenomenal. He's good under pressure. He's good at jump shots. And I just think he's ready to dominate for quite some time.
The one aspect, the kicking and safety play is much improved just in the last year. So Jason is a much more complete player, and I think the fact that he's married with a child has settled him down a little bit. He seems much steadier emotionally, much more sound, confident.
Yeah, he's certainly calmed down a lot from what I remember as a young whippersnapper.
Well, I guess that happens to everyone, but really, it's after he won that match, I shook hands with his wife and said that was a win from you because this wasn't the same guy anymore. She was laughing about it, but she also knows it was true.
Yeah, I think he's great for the game as well. He's exciting, you know. You never know what you're going to get with him. You do know that he's going to be
right
firing most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's great to watch.
Yeah, I agree. He's fast and he's powerful.
Francisco breaks 3-0.
All right, 3-0. Ruiz breaking and leading.
And he made the wing ball, which would be the 7, straight in last time. He's made it again. Where's the 9 ball going?
And the 1 ball went in the side. He's got a shot on
He's
the
got
2.
a shot on the 2. And the 3-9. It's all about the 2 ball. And I think he's got a perfect line from where the 5 is to cut the 2 in. And what I mean by that is he can only just see a part of the 2 ball. Therefore, that gives him the line to cut that ball straight into the corner. The problem he's going to have is position onto the 3. Because he's got no control really over the cue ball. It's heading towards the 6 and the 8.
I wouldn't even worry about control. I would just make sure I make the 2, and then wherever it gets, I will just play from there, because as soon as you complicate this at all, he's looking at kicking the 2 ball. Not a fan of that.
No, I'm not keen on that shot. The reason I'm not keen on that shot is if you don't make it, then you're probably selling out.
Right. You leave it for your opponent.
Well, he feels confident, and it is a big target for it to get kicked in.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that was just a good shot.
But that's okay, you know. Yes, he ain't got the 3-9 combo, but look where the 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 and 9 are.
Some ways it's almost better.
He could even make the 3, 4 and play the 5 onto the 9 if he needed to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, he'd be happy with this, that's for sure. He's running around the table. He'll be potting all these in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, remarkable talents.
Nice guys as well, Mark. Really nice guys.
Yeah.
You know, they always say hello when you see them passing through the hotel.
I love that. Respect your fellow athlete. Clears the 8.
Not sure about that one. He's got a little bit close, I think. He's okay. He can just draw it back for the side pocket or the corner pocket. He's stretching. He's not happy with it. Yeah, it's okay. He's just making out there. He was trying to make out it was tough. What do you think about all this chalk that the players use on the cues, Matt? Was you one for using chalk?
Powder or chalk?
Yeah, powder.
Powder? Yeah, I do like powder. It's like a relaxing habit, and then when I was in the Philippines, you had to use it a lot. And the 3rd consecutive break and run out. Sanchez-Ruiz really looking good. 4-0 is our score.
They actually did an experiment a few years ago on the World Snooker Tour, where some guy made a ramp, and it was only maybe 6 inches high, and he put a ball at the top, and he just let it drop slightly into the rail, and he measured it from where it hit the rail and came back up the table where it landed, and then he did it again, but he put chalk on the cue ball, only a little bit, say off a tip. And when it hit the rail, it bounced about 2 feet further than the other ball. And it was the exact same shot, but because it had chalk on, it bounced another 2 feet. And I've told a few guys about it. I said, do you realise the chalk and the dust is making the tables bounce like crazy?
Yeah.
And they said, oh, no, it's nothing to do with that. It's because they're getting worn. Which it could be a combination of both, I guess.
Yeah, I imagine some of that is true. Never considered it. And what I did, we used to play in places that were quite humid, and you would get used to just putting some on. And well, you see, like it's a habit for Sanchez-Ruiz because it's just a relaxer. It's kind of like, okay, I got this guy. I'm going to go ahead and make this ball or whatever. And it kind of is like part of your pre-shot routine after a while.
Plus, it's pretty hot in Spain.
Yeah.
I guess.
And very hot in the Philippines. You will be using powder or a glove.
Unbelievable how hot it was. I remember playing the World 8-Ball Championships in Fujairah. And one of our friends took us out in the car, and the outside temperature was 55 degrees. It was unbelievable.
Translate that to Fahrenheit for us.
140.
Okay.
So
now we understand what you're talking
ridiculous.
about. Yeah. 8-ball on the wing, but really effective on the break here. Yep.
He's made the one this time.
5-ball needs to cross the line. It did.
Is the 2 going in? We would have preferred it if it stayed out, but he's not going to complain because, again, he's got a good shot at the 3-ball, and you would say that he's certainly getting the advantage of the break.
No question about it. The balls are cooperating, but it's part of it's he's breaking well, and so you do get more advantage from that. And the 8-ball being where it's at really helps out because he's probably going to have to spin in the 3, which means position play, getting the exact angle on the 4 is much tougher.
Yeah, I think he can spin it with a touch of left just before the side pocket, even playing it 2 rails if need be.
He's playing it with just a touch of left, as you suggested.
I like playing it that way. It just gives you that little bit more comfort so that the ball doesn't roll off on you. Playing at a little bit of pace.
I think it also increases the margin of error on ball pocketing, too. Now, this is where it gets just a little bit dicey because the 8's not right in the center of the pocket, so you have to be just a little mindful of getting position on the secondary object ball, which in this case will be the 4-ball.
Yeah, he needs to plant it onto the right-hand side of the 8.
Boy.
And he's hit it off the left. He's played a good shot, though. Still perfectly fine. And he's looking good, Mark. Looking really good.
Really strong. Major momentum. This would be his 4th consecutive break and run out if he completes the remaining 4 balls.
And I like what he's doing here. He's making sure of the angle to get onto the 7-ball. A lot of people will just get down and pot this and then think, well, how do I get from the 6 to the 7? And that is perfect.
Oh, he's feeling really good.
It'll be interesting to see how Kachi responds to this. Because he can't do anything at the minute while he's sat there.
Not at all. 5-0 is our score. This is a really good inning. Oftentimes we describe world-class 9-balls being a 1-inning pool, meaning the first good shot results in a kill. And that's what we're seeing here. coming into the match, Kachi naturally knew that Ruiz is playing very well, knew and expected him to play well, and there's nothing you can do about that. So all you can do is prepare for your turns at the table. No worries. You really want the other guy to play well. You just want to beat him. 978. He's made 44 balls, 1 error.
Yeah, that's not bad. Not bad at all, that. But for him to keep that going is going to be tough.
Yeah.
When you look at Jason, who managed 971 over how many frames was that? How many games was it? 18, 17? I think it was 18, 11-7,
Yeah,
was it?
11. Was it 11-7? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and really, Kopin Chung played great. He played over 900 himself.
Yeah, he's a great little player. All the Taiwanese players, they're unbelievable.
Yeah, I always joke around about how they're interchangeable. They're all about the same speed. Fantastic. Okay, Ruiz. I like the care he puts into the aiming of the break. It's not just brute force. Accuracy trumps power. 1 ball on the side.
Cue ball.
Kissed off the 9. This is really, I don't even remember Kachi being at the table except for a couple of kicks earlier. So this will be your first real good chance to see some offense from him.
And he must take this chance. The only problem that I can see is the 4 ball. Because it doesn't go past the 8 and the 7. So he has to get good position into the side pocket, I would think, or the top 2 corners near where the 3 and the 2 are.
He went and checked to make sure that the 4 does not or does pass the 7 ball. Because that would have a bearing in how he goes after it.
Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Obviously, he's got ball in hand, so I would think put the 2 and the 3 in the same pocket and draw down for the 4 into the side. Just where he's looking now. Well, I'm not sure if he's left enough angle here, Mark.
I think he was, yeah, I'm not sure. I think he was playing to get 2 cushions, side rail, and drop onto the 4 down there and play it into the side pocket by the 5 or corner pocket where the 3's going.
He needs to be careful of the 5 ball here. That's a good shot there.
Real good. And that is what he played for. He ended up feeling that had the highest yield to it. And now looking back, that might be the very best shot.
And he must make sure that it lands high on the 5 ball here so that it can roll down for the 6. He doesn't want to land the wrong side of the 5 ball. And he certainly made sure he's landed the right side of the 5 ball right there. But this is no guarantee to land on this 6 ball.
No, this is a little awkward. He's a little flat. He has to pocket the ball. If he just goes straight topspin, he can scratch. He can also get hooked behind the 8. And then if you go with stun or some form of draw, you can easily mishit it slightly into the pocket, and that changes the angle of departure enough that you could get to a very thin cut on the 6 rather than a fairly makeable 6 ball.
Yeah, I prefer making this 5 and drawing the cue ball across behind the 7.
Yeah.
This could go wrong. If he cannons the 8 or 9 here, it could snooker himself. He's played it well. He's played it very well.
Yeah, that opened everything up and made it much easier. Well, he's certainly playing his game, and he's making good decisions, but he's also executing those good decisions.
He's clearly thinking well as well. That's a good sign, really, even though it's 5-0 down.
Wouldn't have minded getting up a little higher on that one, though. He underhit it just a little bit. High left English, come across 2 cushions. No, he wasn't that bad. That was good control. And Kachi gets on the board. He trails in the match 1-5.
And Kachi will be wanting to put a 2 or 3 or 4 pack together here to try and get back in the match quickly.
Well, he's fully capable, and composure. He looks composed. He's not out of this at all because that's not a big lead at this level. It's just maybe 1 good inning, 2 good innings is all you need. If your opponent can maintain the pace that he's come out with, there's no shame in losing. You really can't do much about that.
And this is the beauty of winner breaks, knowing that you can still get back into this match. If this was alternate break, you would be in big trouble. 5-1 down. You would need to break your opponent's serve at least twice.
Over a prolonged period, it's statistically proven that pro players at this level break and run out 30% of the time. So, alternate the break format, and then considering that your opponent's likely to break and run a couple more, super tough to get back in it. But the other component is, statistically, over the pro average, the break is not proven to be a big advantage. Which seems to be contradictory. I never had used to be, if you won the game, I could give the break to my opponent on certain equipment. It was actually advantageous. I just never had the courage, because then if he broke and ran out or made the 9, I'd feel like I could have played. 3 ball in the wing. Kachi breaking and trailing. Well, that's going to be an illegal break, it looks like.
And how a day can change.
Yeah.
Yesterday, he was playing on this table and breaking and making everything on the break. Now today, he's struggling. He's had 2 breaks, and both breaks have come up dry
And
illegal.
And Ruiz is breaking, 100%, making the wing ball and the head ball. Yeah, this is really tough.
And with these new rules, he cannot play a push out because 3 balls haven't gone past the head string. So now he has to try and get out of this snooker and try and get it safe, which is also no easy feat. It'd be interesting to see if he smashes this, because the last one he hit at 100 miles an hour, and the cue ball could go in the side pocket if he hits this wrong. And he's stuck it up.
Another good scoring opportunity for Ruiz here.
Well, I've noticed that the last twice now that he's come out of snookers, he's kind of hit and hope rather than play a shot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure what shot he was trying to play there. Obviously, he saw something. But he's not going to keep getting away with it. That's for sure. This game doesn't allow it.
This shot's kind of interesting because of where it's located. And I'm not opposed to a little bit of high left, not super high, and just go right at the 2 ball.
Yeah, I like that. If we can get the overhead, I'll show you what Mark's talking about.
Got it? Yeah.
Mark's making the 1 ball in the side, in the corner, with top right-hand spin. So the cue ball's natural angle will come up here, where now he's hoping that the cue ball will come this way. And that's what putting right-hand spin does to the cue ball.
The problem is at speed, and then you have to be super accurate. It looks like he's going 2 rails.
Is he trying to find the gap between the 9 and 2? Wow, what a shot he's played there. He's a touch short, but he's played a really good shot. I think he's still okay because the natural angle here, potting the 2 off 2 rails, is either hitting the 3 full in the face, which will knock it towards the corner, or going round the back of the 3 and hitting the 4. Can he draw it? Is he drawing this ball? Oh, he's played a good shot there. Good cue ball control there.
In very tight circumstances, it looked like there's big wide open spaces, but you had to bend that cue ball from the natural line and judge it pretty well. Clearly, this is how he got here this week. This wasn't random chance. He's just playing a hot match. He had to play this all week long to go through this field of absolute killers and champions.
Yeah, you don't win matches like he's won without playing great pool. And that's a little bit too far, but he's okay because he can use the bottom rail should he need to.
Have you played in Spain, Chris?
I've played a couple of times, yeah. Played a Euro tour over there, and I've done a few exhibitions. Believe it or not, when I first started going to Spain with my parents as a young boy, I used to play in the same club where David Alcady played.
Oh, really?
I used to take my cue on holiday.
Nice draw stroke. Is there other players in Spain that play at this level?
Yeah, there's quite a few. There's a guy called Francisco Diaz, and believe it or not, he's actually faster than Sanchez. He's unbelievable how fast that guy plays. But I haven't seen him play for quite some time. But he was ranked in the top 16 on the Euro Tour. He was a very good player. There's also a couple of others. There's Carlos Cabello, and he's one of the top players in Spain.
Yeah, so it must be very competitive there, and that probably keeps these guys sharp.
Yeah, they have what's called like a Champions League over there between different cities. And a lot of the top players play for different leagues that get paid for playing. So it's similar to the Bundesliga in Germany. They're very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And this is looking like 6-1.
Yeah. He'd be pretty disappointed if it's not. Ruiz now has 6. Kachi 1.
Well, you've got to be very impressed by the way Sanchez is playing. He's certainly putting the heat on on Kachi.
Yeah, he's come out and he gets around that table like his hair's on fire. He's racing to the next ball while the cue ball's still moving, bends over, shoots.
To be fair, Kachi's not done a lot wrong, really. I mean, he's broke and he's had to play out of a snooker.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not done a great deal wrong.
Not at all. We're at 964 on his TPA, 53 balls pocketed, only 2 errors. That's hard to do.
And this is the level what you have to play at, Mark. To get to this point in a tournament, you've got to be shooting 960, 970, 980 to even have a chance. I remember quite a few years ago when I played the European Championships at 9-ball pool. Was playing in Norway, I think it was, or Luxembourg. And Ralph Suke was playing in the final. I think he played Oliver Ortman in the final.
Mm-hmm.
And he broke and ran every game and won 9-0.
Yeah.
Ortman never played one shot.
Wow.
And I was just like, that can't be fair.
No.
You know, the guy's got to the final, he's not even played a shot.
I saw Ralph win a world championship in Sweden, and he won 11-0 in the finals. He didn't break and run every single rack, but 11-0 against the guy that got to the finals who's playing tremendous. His name was Tom Storm.
Oh, he scratched. He's scratched.
Well,
And that was a little unfortunate because that ball got kicked there.
and that's the tragedy of the cut break. Happens more often than it does when we're not cut breaking. And you have to factor that in. You know, it gets kissed around. Sometimes you get the fortune, sometimes not.
But saying that, he never got the 3-point rule, so it wouldn't have made a great deal of difference, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
And the crowds have been good this week, Mark. They're
Really good.
there's a good couple of 100, 300 people here. I love the pool in Virginia.
Yeah, I was thinking today, I've been around for most all of the U.S. Opens. I haven't been at every one, but I've been to the majority of them. This tournament began when I was just beginning my pool career. Good shot. He might have a little bit the wrong angle, but not a lot.
Well, I'll say something, Mark. I've never, ever seen a 18, 19-year-old lad take so long at playing shots.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all the cue sports that I've ever played, I've never seen anybody play the way he plays. But that's his style, and it works for him, so why change?
And I think, you know, you can see he takes great care in every shot. He gives it every shot his best. And it's a very grinding style. It's not good for your opponent. And sometimes, you know, if he could just suppose he could control the table for a while, then that makes the faster player kind of agitated and want to get going, and then he tries to go even faster. It also works the other way. When a real fast player is playing, sometimes a lesser player, lesser skilled player will try to pick up their speed, and then they get out of rhythm. Kachi's kind of like a J.L. Chang light, you know, not quite to that speed yet, but going that direction in the same exact style.
Yeah, he takes care on every single shot.
I mean, J.L. Chang is just the most impressive player. You know, last year when he got second, I just don't see how anyone could beat him, you know. Naturally, there's other times or other weeks where he's not quite that good, but he plays that hard every time.
Yeah, I go as far as to say he's certainly the best player from that country.
Really? Yeah, that's saying something.
I think so.
I mean, of what I've seen, and they're all great, but boy, he is consistent.
Well, he came second in this event last year. He's won the World 8-Ball Championships, and he's had numerous high finishes. I think he's actually won the World Cup of Pool as well, with Ko Ping Yi.
The dimension of focus and intensity he brings, that takes lots of training. Very few people have the capacity to exert that much mental tenacity. Good run out there. Kachi puts himself another point on the scoreboard. Most importantly, he did that from the break. Now he's going to take a little player timeout, regroup, start over.
Yeah, he's taking a little tactical timeout there, I would call it.
I think it's a good idea. This is an important match. Hey guys, we're back. The score now 6-2. Kachi will be breaking as he moves the score bead over. Ken Schumann has completed the rack. He will polish the cue ball briefly, and Kachi will be breaking, and we'll see what happens here. Rack number 9. Well, 2 illegal breaks consecutive for Kachi. He's got to change that.
You know, what happens when you get the illegal breaks, you tend to put a little bit more power in. And what happens there is the one ball tends to go higher in the side pocket. Like that. And he's got no shot at the 1 ball. But it was a good break.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of action.
Wow. Kachi up over 940. Actually 1 point higher, but he's pocketed significantly less balls. 946 for Ruiz. This is unbelievable standard to play.
It's a bit of a strange one, that, for me, that, Mark, because Kachi's only won 2 racks, but he's actually averaging a better average than Sanchez-Ruiz, and Ruiz has potted, well, probably 30 more balls than him.
More than that, he broke and ran 4 plus the rack that he won, so yeah, he's, well, yeah, I think you heard that. We were informed that 53 balls to 18 is the score in terms of just ball count. And that's significant. You don't have to tell me what they shot or anything. Just tell me the total balls pocketed, and I will tell you who won nearly every time. And at this level, the 1 ball is just as valuable as the 9 ball. You have to defend it as if that's the case.
Yeah, he's not got a very easy safety shot here. And he's down to his last 7 seconds.
Has he used his extension? Yes, he has.
Yes,
He's
he has.
exhausted it, so. Now he has to stay down and shoot here because the shot clock is exhausted. What a nice try. He had to take a chance, and it's going to pay a dividend here.
Well, I think what we're going to see here is Sanchez get his jump cue, and knowing the kind of person he is, he's probably going to try and make the 9 ball, but it's not the right shot. I think the right shot is obviously play the 1 ball, jump the cue ball, send the 1 between the 2 and the 9, and back up the table. He's looking at it. He's certainly looking at the 9 ball. There you see it.
Good call, Chris. Hyper aggression, but you know what? The other thing, he might be thinking he maybe billiard the 1 ball. It might go in the corner too.
Yeah, there's a good chance of that as well. As long as he makes a good contact on the 1, there is a good chance that the 1 or the 9 could go in.
And the 9 can go in down table as well.
Well, the thing I like about this is 3 things can happen. You either make the ball or a ball. You either leave the ball on, or you don't leave the ball on. So 2 out of the 3 things are in your favour.
Right.
So for me, I'd have a go at this. But I wouldn't be trying to make the 9. I'd try and make the 1, probably.
Well,
And he's got lucky, I think. The 9 may come to his rescue. And it has.
oh my. But that's just what you just said. You got 2 out of 3 things. This was one of those 3 things. So, and you also called that he would aggressively go after the 9 ball there from way down range. This can be a little bit demoralizing too when your opponent, takes a chance to win, and then you have to come to the table and face something like this where you're gasping for air, just trying to stave off immediate defeat from this shot.
And it's not an easy kick to get safe either, because the natural angle is the 3 ball. He needs to be very, very careful here, because the cue ball could end up sliding into the top pocket if he plays this with pace.
Yeah, things are not going Kachi's way right now at all.
And again, it was kind of a hit and hope. It was more, there was no real great control in what he was doing there.
Right, but I can't fault him on that because he had to spin the ball to even get a hit, and there wasn't a whole lot that he could do.
Yeah, it was in a tricky situation. Sanchez got very lucky there.
Kachi's been in that same situation 2 or 3 times where it's debatable whether you can really fault his decision-making and execution. It's more like the balls are not cooperating.
And Sanchez has played a poor one there. I mean, he's still on the 2, but he's overrun the cue ball quite a way. I think he's guaranteed to land on the 3 ball, playing the cue ball off 2 rails.
Good recovery shot there.
He's not good on this one. The harder he hits this shot, the less action he will get on the cue ball. He needs to play a really good shot here. I think he needs to stun it in with a lot of pace.
Just come straight down the table. He went top spin.
Yeah, and playing that with topspin, there was no way he was going to get on the 4-ball good. And now, what does he do?
Well, he's a shot maker. I believe that he will just play offense.
The shot I like here, Mark, is I like playing this with pace and playing it 4 rails. Play the 4 in the corner, past the 7, cue ball, top cushion, side cushion, bottom cushion, right cushion. But he's going to draw it, and I'm not sure he can hold this.
He went soft
He's played a
speed.
good shot there.
Boy, good control. And he did that without much thought, so he felt really confident about that shot.
Yeah, a lot of confidence in that shot. There's many players, including myself, that would have played the 4-railer. That was a very good shot.
Yeah.
He's overrun this one as well.
And now he has to pay. Not a dear price because he's not right up on the 9, but
This is all excitement. He's getting excited. He's not taking care. You know, the last couple of shots, he's just got down and knocked the balls in. But like I said earlier, one bad shot leads to another. And he's bridging again. Is he?
this, but this
yes.
play is much easier because you just
Yeah.
can roll it in. And just as good as he's shooting, if you're afraid to shoot the 9-ball, you weren't going to win the match anyway.
Yeah, this is just a case of just roll the 8-ball in. Don't try and do anything silly with the cue ball. He's drawing it slightly. It makes the shot harder, but not for this boy. He just keeps knocking everything in.
And game number 7, Ruiz has been in total control. Where's he at? 953? Is that what that says? Yes, it does. 953 to 947 TPA.
And I think on the other table, Corey Jewell is playing a Naoki Oi. And I think Naoki Oi is winning 6-3.
Have you watched Oi play?
I've seen him on the TV doing the pen impression
Yes.
and the apple. That was funny. He
He's-
became world famous for that.
He's really got some personality, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
he's
he's a
really
great
fun
guy.
to play or watch play.
Great player as well, you know, and I think we need characters like him in the game.
Yeah. Yeah, he's respectful, yet humorous and entertaining, and then he plays well.
Well, I remember quite a few years ago it was reported that his countryman, Yukio Akagarayama from Japan, when he won the World 9-Ball Championship, he donated all the money what he won, which I think was $40,000, to the Japanese tsunami fund.
Wow.
And that was reported that he had done that, but I'm not 100% sure whether he did,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's some kind of statement to not be true, really.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a great story, and we're going to go with it. So that's what happened. All right. Sanchez-Ruiz breaking. Been by far the more effective breaker thus far. 4 balls down.
No shot at the 1.
No. Down to safety player or push out.
Yeah, I like the push out here. I definitely like the push out here, but where do you push out to? That is the question. It's not an easy push no matter what he does here.
No. You're not likely. But trying to play safe from here seems so remote. You're not going to really get a good safe. I don't know if we can get the overhead, but if we can, I'll show you where I like to be.
Yeah, that's where I like to be, where he's aiming now. But put the cue ball on the side rail. Put the 8 on the side rail near the centre pocket, and the cue ball on the side rail. You're leaving him the cross bank on the 1, but if you play it thin, as long as you miss the 7, it will go safe.
You don't think he's playing the 4 rail safe?
I'm not sure if the 6 is in the way, but
I'm saying, I don't know, we can't get the overhead, but, bank it long to the corner and down, kind of like a snooker safe. There we go. So this way, here, and then play the 1 ball down and just stun the cue ball forward.
he could do, yeah. I just think he's got a bit of an advantage playing the bank. It's like a free option. That's what he played. I don't understand why he played it with right-hand spin. If he plays that shot, the same shot, with left-hand spin, he hooks him.
Mm-hmm.
Playing it with right-hand spin, the only way you can hook him there is if it goes near the corner pocket.
Yeah.
And he's giving him a chance here of rail first. He's got quite a few options. He can double the 1 up and down and hook him behind the 7 and 2. He can double the 1 down with right-hand spin and kill the cue ball behind the 6. The problem with that is you're bringing the corner pocket into play.
You don't feel like he'll just go after the cut?
I'm not sure. I don't think he's got guaranteed position. He could do because he's such a great shot maker.
No, sure didn't.
And he's not played that too well.
He's going to wish he did, but
Yeah, he needed to play that with left-hand spin to kill the cue ball on the top rail.
I truly think for that reason, you're better off to go down shooting, just because if you lose now, you need to give yourself a chance. And as good of a shot maker as he is, I think he should have played the 1 ball and go all out, forget the cue ball, just top spin and take what you get. Not likely to be buried and might work out really sweet.
Need to play a decent positional shot here, because this cue ball could bounce off these rails. That's a good shot.
Excellent.
That's perfect on the 2 ball.
Excellent control from long range.
If I was Sanchez, I would just think to myself, well, let's just win 1 rack every 2 racks.
Mm-hmm.
And then you win the match.
Mm-hmm. Eklent Kaci, 18 years old. There's just no way.
He doesn't look 18, does he?
And so composed, he got poised like a 35-year-old.
Good shot there, making sure the cue ball is nowhere near the side rail. He just needs to try and put a couple of racks together to try and get back in this match.
Little left-hand spin, just come out 1 rail.
And for Clancy to win this match from here, he needs to win 9-3.
But you can't worry about that. You just it's 1 game at a time, and what you do, you can't help what your opponent's going to do. And you know what? That's kind of a negative thought if you're thinking that when you're playing too. That 9-3, you're just let's play 1 perfect rack, and then let's try to play 2nd perfect rack. And that's the same way you fell behind. Your opponent just played those perfect racks. He can easily break and run 4 racks. if he gets the opportunities. It's hard to get the opportunities, I will grant you. You know, there's another psychological aspect too. You can never win a tournament like this unless you come back and steal a match like this, because the competition's so great. So I always look at it like this. Here's an opportunity to really do something terrific and win this match, and then get in there and get off to a good start like Ruiz did on you and beat Jason Shaw. But anyway.
Well, when Jason Shaw beat Kopinyi the other day, I thought his name was written all over the trophy.
Yeah.
Because he should have been out, without a doubt. And they both missed a lot of opportunities early in the match. But what Jason did from 10-6 down was just, well,
Inhuman.
you have to see it for yourself. It was just phenomenal.
Yeah, inhuman.
You know, three ridiculous shots, one rack after the other.
And
I mean, he played a full-length bank, a full-length jump shot, and then I think he played a two-rail kick.
yeah,
And the two-rail kick, he actually snookered himself on that ball. And I think it was more a frustrating shot, and obviously he made it, and then he run the match out, but it was just phenomenal to watch. Great advertisement for pool.
I've watched a lot of pool. I have never seen anything like it. And he did the same thing to Big Co here last year, where he ran a bunch of racks at the end of the match.
I think Darren Appleton was telling me that he's done it 5 times to Co. He's been down 5 times, 7-3, 7-2, 6-3, 10-6. He said it's just phenomenal how many times he comes back. He said Co must be thinking to himself, how can I beat this guy?
Well, what it is that Co's the only player good enough to get ahead of him like that. You know, nobody else can get ahead of Jason, so it doesn't get a chance to happen very often.
I think the last time me and Jason played was at Vegas in the bar table. And I broke and ran the first 6, scratched on the break, and he broke and ran 8. I lost 9-6. And I never missed one ball.
One ball on the side. Kind of like that break. He brought the cue ball backwards this time. I think he squared him up a little bit more. Naturally. 2-ball did not align itself very nicely for Clenty.
Well, if that 2-ball had just stopped just slightly before where it has, he could have played the 9 in the right-hand corner.
Right.
Well, I think he's got a free shot if he wants to go for it, which is a full-length bank and draw the cue ball. If we can get the overhead.
You know, he's going to play it. I'd like to see you diagram this once. If we can get the overhead, that'd be great. There we go.
What he needs to do is bank this 2-ball off here into the corner and draw the cue ball to here for a free shot. You've got the 7, the 8 and the 3 hiding the cue ball.
Yeah, very good. Reasonable chance.
It looks like he's playing it. He did play it, but he's hit it a little soft. And I think he still hooked him, but he
Yeah,
can definitely
looks like
jump
it.
this. He needed to play that shot with a bit of right-hand spin to straighten the 2-ball up. So you kind of transfer in the spin onto the object ball.
Mm-hmm. Great deal of care in the aim here.
And he's left the 2-ball on. Little awkward because he's leaving Kachi bridging over the 7. And the 7 has no real automatic pocket apart from the side pocket, unless he can draw it between the gap. If you can make the 2 and draw between the 4 and the 6 off the side rail, I think that's really his only chance to get on the 3. Just makes the pot a little bit more difficult when you're digging down at the cue ball.
His long fingers, that helps. Beautiful shot.
Perfectly onto the 3 there, and you'd like to think that Kachi's going to run this rack out from here.
Just going to stun it back to the center. Once he locks down on the ball, he seldom ever misses, that's for sure.
Yeah, and he wants a cue ball when he puts his 4 to be roughly where it is now, for automatic position from the 5 to the 6. Well, Kachi's actually shooting 968. Kachi's shooting now.
That's all you can do.
0.3 behind Jason. But I'm sure them averages will go up the more he keeps potting these balls. And that's not the best shot that he's ever played there. Left himself virtually straight on the 6 ball. Could have done with leaving the cue ball on the bottom rail, which would have left automatic position to go up for the 7. He's got to dig into this cue ball now and draw it off the side rail.
Boy, what a good shot that was. I love the way he was really still on that.
And he couldn't have picked the cue ball up and put it any better on that 7 ball.
Stun forward just a little bit. Pick up a nice angle. Just one rail. He'll have the cue ball hit just short of the side pocket and release. Unless he's drawing. Looks like he might be drawing. In which case he can just not even go to the rail. Very acceptable shot on the 9 here. And good work there by Kachi. He's only 3 games back, 7-4. 972, Kachi. 939, Sanchez-Ruiz. A very high standard. A previous match, both players played over 902.
Yeah, it's certainly showing us what we're in for when it gets to the final.
Yeah.
If the players play to this kind of standard.
A couple years ago, Shane beat Orcolo in the final winner's bracket championship match. And played good, played over 900. Orcolo wanted to beat Shane so bad, and he beat a real good player next, and he came out gunning for Shane. And in the final match, Orcolo played a 931. Not even close.
Wow.
Yeah, it was so good. I think Shane shot about like a 965 or something. It was just, holy moly.
Yeah, it takes some doing, that's for sure.
And you could see not only did Dennis want to win the tournament, but he also wanted to beat Shane. There's a little rivalry there about which one's better. And Dennis always tries so hard against him. And he earned his way back, got his chance, played fantastic, and still came up short.
I don't think I've ever seen a player practice as much as Dennis Orcolo.
No.
He's never, ever off the practice table. No. I mean, he deserves all the rewards.
I love that about him. Passion, enthusiasm.
Oh, and he scratched straight in. That's a bad break. It didn't get kicked, didn't that ball?
Yeah. Maybe just a little slight mental hiccup there. Wasn't quite as focused as he needed to be. Does not take much for that to happen either. You know, we're probably talking about a 32nd of an inch difference on the head ball.
And straight away, the positional play from the 2 to the 4 is pretty automatic. It's all about the position from the 4 to the 5 that's going to win this rack. Just need to make sure that he leaves a cue ball on the left-hand side of the table here to leave a natural angle to spin round. 2 cushions for the 4. Well, he's a little bit short. He could have done with another 6 or 7 inches on that cue ball there, just for natural position.
Yeah, it would have played easier.
The problem is he needs to land straight on the 4 so he can draw back for the 5. And that's just about perfect.
Real good shot.
Just slightly off, I think. I think he can draw this off the side rail. In turn, will leave good position from the 5 because the 6 to the 8 and the 8 to the 9 is pretty easy for him, really. Just about how he feels on this shot. He needs to make sure of what he's doing because he was just aiming at the bottom of the cue ball there and then got down on the shot and started to aim at the top of the cue ball. So he needs to take care and make a decision. That's okay. He's not perfect, but he's okay. He could actually try and just knock the 9 over towards the corner pocket in this shot.
I prefer that. Just that way you stop the cue ball there, just play the 6 where it's at, move the 9 just a little bit closer.
And the 9's in.
Okay. Yeah, you had that bonus working for you too. Ruiz was up and moving before the 9 hit the pocket. He was around the corner pocket. Almost as if it didn't fall, he could reach down and put it in.
Yeah, he certainly... he jumps around like he stood on hot coals.
8-4 is our score. 944 Ruiz, 946 TPA Kachi.
There's a couple of the Spanish guys in the background. Former Mosconi player David Alcade and possible Mosconi Cup player this year.
Yeah, right. The way he's going, he's got a real chance to earn his way on here.
Yeah, it's certainly a funny one this year. I think the 3 guaranteed, well, I say 3 guaranteed, there's 2 guaranteed so far, which is Ralph and Filler. And then the third one at this moment in time is Nick Vandenberg. But if Sanchez-Ruiz wins this tournament, he jumps into 3rd place by 1 point. So he will take the automatic spot. And then we have 2 wild cards. And I wouldn't like to be the person picking them two.
No.
Well, you've got Ruslan Chinhov, who's had a great year. He's won the European Championships and the World Series. You've got Clenty, who at the moment is still in this event, and he's won the World Series and another tournament overseas. You've got Niels Fine, who's just a stalwart for Europe, along with Darren Appleton. And you've also got David Alcade and Albin Auschen,
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh, my.
it's definitely a dodgy one.
Look at this break.
Oh, and he's perfect. He's absolutely perfect.
Four ball, well, he was going to have some work to do with that one.
Yeah, I think if he leaves the cue ball, if he pots 2 in the top right-hand corner and get the overhead.
Yeah, I would love to be able to have you draw this if we can get the overhead.
If he pots the 2 ball in the corner into the top right-hand pocket, and the cue ball will run off the side cush. He needs a cue ball to land roughly about there, so he can spin the 3 ball in the same pocket and go in between the 6 and the 7. So he's got a combination with the 4 and 5. But he must make sure that he lands good on the 3.
He's drawing back. Looks like he wants
Yeah,
to power
I
up
don't like this.
with a little touch of right.
I don't like the draw shot for the simple reason the harder you hit this ball, the more accurate you have to be with it.
Oh, yeah.
But he does possess a lot of cue power, does Sanchez. And there we see it.
What a shot that was.
I'm just wondering, does the 4 pass the 9 into the left-hand corner? If that does, that is a brilliant shot what he's played there.
Well, it doesn't appear that. I think he has to play the 4 on the 5 combination. But even still, it's a brilliant shot because now he can stun across the table 1 rail. Well, he could
And
draw
he's hit
straight
that
back.
great. He's hit that brilliant.
Look at the speed.
That is brilliant because
That
he
is-
could have really over it that or under it that shot there. Needs to be careful that he doesn't push the 9 in front of the 8 ball here. He could do with not even moving the 9.
Yeah, he was mindful of that. This is an enormous rack in this match.
Well, all he's looking at here is he's wondering how he's going to play from the 7 to the 8 ball. That is going to be the game winner. 2 options here. He can either run the cue ball through 2 or 3 inches off the side rail, leaving the 7 in the opposite corner and play the cue ball off 2 side rails for the 8. Or he can draw the cue ball back and play 1 or 2 rails down for the 8. 2 options, really. And that definitely wouldn't have been the way I would have played the shot. Because now he's got to play a really, really good shot.
Yeah, he's got to drag this with just the right amount of backspin.
He had no reason to play the shot he played there. And that's what happens when the cue ball gets away from you. You're in trouble. I think he's going to have to play this with loads and loads of bottom right-hand spin. So when it is a side rail, it checks with right spin and holds for the 8. Wow, what a shot he's played there.
Oh, my.
What a shot he's played there. I didn't even think he could hold that there.
And he got just past the point on the side pocket. If it catches that point, it can make this play much more difficult. Instead, it got very routine. Tremendous run out there. That was a big game. 9-4 is our score now.
And this is some standard of pool that we've seen in the last 2 matches. All 4 players shooting over 900.
This one's 950 to 946.
And I may stand corrected, but I think if Sanchez-Ruiz wins this match, this will be the biggest purse that he's ever won in a tournament. And I think he will be guaranteed $10,000. And he'll be in the hot seat playing Jason Shaw.
And if he plays like this, he can win that match. One of the big things that's happened here, however, is Sanchez-Ruiz not only has played well, but he's been blessed with a lot of good opportunities to play well.
Yeah, his break's been phenomenal. His cue ball has landed in a lot of different positions after the break, but he still had some kind of shot.
Right, and that's fickle and rare. The preponderance of the time, it's going to be the other way, where it does not work out for you.
Well, we saw it yesterday where Kachi was breaking and landing perfect all the time.
Yep.
Today he's breaking exactly the same, and he's not landed on a ball.
Right.
It's just
very limited success.
It's if the gods are with you on the day, I'm afraid, when it comes to this kind of standard.
That break was kind of dead. I don't even know. It was a legal break, but no what he has.
It's a legal break, but just look what's happened.
Yeah.
Doesn't make one, and he's
nothing.
hooked on the one.
Yeah, Kachi's just a little bit snake bit in this match.
He's looking to flick off this one ball, but unless he gets a hook behind the 4 or the 3, then he's just setting the one ball up for him, really. I think I like the push out here.
Me too.
I like just putting the 7 next to the 5 ball and leave the 1 ball somewhere near the 2.
Oh.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did not.
Another mistake from Ken. Just a little funny moment there where Ken thought he had fouled, where Clenty actually played a push out.
Ruiz recognized and called it that he had declared push out.
Good to see a little bit of fun between the players and the ref. You know, and good to see Ken back again. He's had obviously a few health issues.
Right.
But he's back where he belongs. Great organiser of these events and a very good referee too.
Well, good enough. Clenty happy to be back at the table from his push out.
Yeah, not quite sure what he's going to play here though. Is he going to play the combination?
Oh, I don't think so.
He's looking at it.
He is. Oh, boy.
Well,
That's hyper-aggressive.
the only thing I can think of is he's playing a combination, but he's also trying to kill the cue ball behind the 5 and 9.
Right. Pretty good control there.
Well, the one's not too bad.
It didn't work out perfect, but it could have worked out. And he's likely to get himself back to the table one more time, which would make this a decent push out.
And you just know that Sanchez is wanting to take this on.
The bank.
Does he take the cut? Does he take the bank? I think he's going to take the bank. He doesn't like holding back on these shots, I know that much.
Good shot.
He's doing his little dance there. He's just like a matador,
Yeah.
taming the bull.
That might come up sooner than you think, because Jeffrey DeLuna is the bull.
Yeah, Jeffrey's a fantastic player also from the Philippines. The Philippines do produce some unbelievable players. I remember the first time I went, I was just watching Darren Appleton practice. And this guy walked up to me, and he was the cleaner of a club called One Side in Makati. And he said, "Do you want to play me for money?" I said, "Oh, I don't play that much. It's just I'm just watching my friend." He says, "Come on, let's play for 100." And I thought, "Oh, I'm hustling him here. I've got him." And I actually beat him, but he was an unbelievable player. He played brilliant. Well, that's certainly the kind of standard what they play to over there.
Yeah.
You know. And he's speeding his play up as well as Sanchez here. Needs to be a little bit careful. But it should be plain sailing.
Yeah, the bank shot really gave him an opportunity to get on the hill, and he does not want to fail that.
I like playing this straight back across for the 7 in the opposite middle. That's the way I would have played it. A little bit hard, because the harder he hits it, he cannot fail, but he had 2 or 3 pockets to aim for there. It's all about giving yourself the best opportunity. If you can leave yourself a chance of 3, 4, 5 pockets rather than playing position for 1 pocket.
In the corner. Feels good about that. 1 rail across, just to the center of the table, or just past. Be fine.
And he has played some brilliant pool in this match.
Yeah, we didn't really think he'd maintain that pace, but he really has maintained his opening match pace. 10 wins. Ruiz. He sits at 9.55. Here's his break performance right here. 9 total breaks, 6 successful breaks, 2 scratches on the break. Kachi's only had 5 breaks. 2 were successful, 1 scratch on the break, but 2 illegal breaks in there too.
Yeah, with them kind of stats, you want to be hitting around the 650, 700 at least.
Yeah.
On the breaks. Because especially winner breaks, it's so important to try and get a few
Right.
games on the wire, really.
You know, absolutely. The guys that shoot 900, though, they're up around 80 or 90% on the break.
Yeah, this tournament's had so many great players playing this. I've never played in a tournament where the first round could be the final.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, we had Vandenberg Van Boning earlier this week. We had Suke and Strickland.
Yeah, there's certainly some tough round first matches, that's for sure. Even the second round, I played Justin Bergman.
Yeah.
You know, and you're
Exactly.
just thinking to yourself, what have I done to deserve this?
Yeah, if you come to the U.S. Open looking for an easy draw, you've come to the wrong place.
Well, a few years ago, you used to get a couple of nice draws, you know. It's quite wrong to say easy draws for me, because I've said that before in the past and I get beat.
Right.
So
No,
I'd
it's
rather
easy.
just say nothing and obviously hope till I've won the match. But on our other match, we've got Corey Jewell is trailing 8 racks to 7 against Naoki Oi.
Sanchez-Ruiz to break. This will be his final break of the match. The wing ball did not go. 7 ball needs to cross the line.
And just look at that. That is the story of the match. Sanchez is making balls on the break, and he's absolutely perfect when he makes one. When he doesn't make one, just look at the balls. Even if he makes a 1, he's got no shot whatsoever on the 2. I think the best thing he can do here is just play the snooker behind the 8 ball.
And just slow roll it, you're saying? Just,
Yeah.
Okay.
Because for me, the chances of you even being able to see the 2 ball should you pot the 1 are very slim.
All right. And you're jacked up over the 3. Boy, you're... Yeah, he's... Looks like he's trying to get the 1 all the way down to the end rail, in which case the speed and the angle might not play well to hold the cue ball behind the 8. You were talking about just playing the cue ball on the 8.
Yeah, just playing it really slow like this. I think that's the correct shot.
Fantastic shot. Given the circumstances of jacked up over the 3 and the pressure of the match.
And a nice little tap on the table there from Francisco. Knowing that Kachi played a really good shot there.
And maximum pressure, too.
But Sanchez has a chance here, you know, if he comes off the side rail, he could make this 2 and the cue ball could actually slide down for the 1 ball. Excuse me, he could make the 1 ball and slide down for the 2 ball.
And you're saying if he plays it 2 cushions? Or not 1 cushion?
I think 1 rail.
1 cushion?
Yeah. I think the problem you've got with 2 rails is you could hit the wrong side of the 1 and
Sure.
scratch.
Well, he took a... What a shot that was. What an incredible shot that was.
And now for his next trick.
He warped that backward. He put a little bit of right-hand English to flatten out that line coming off the first rail to create momentum for the cue ball to come down table. Got in behind the 8. Did help him a little bit.
How does he get on the 3 ball if he cuts his 2 ball in? Well, if he gets out from here, this will be one of the best run-outs I've ever seen.
And that's coming from a guy that made one of the best run-outs we've ever seen. So
It won't be that good. It won't be,
No, it won't
that
be.
good, Mark.
You're right. The balls wouldn't even allow it right from here.
Oh, very clever shot there.
Great decision. Great decision.
Very clever shot.
He's exploiting the circumstances that he's presented with here. He's on the hill. There's no reason to force anything. Just don't give up a cheap win the other way. Make him earn every chance.
Yeah, he's used all his experience there. Even though he's leading 10-4, he knows that one mistake, Clenty could run the match out.
Right. And once it was recognized that he could not top a Chris Melling run out, then there was no reason to even try.
Great shot there from Clenty.
A shot that was.
Brilliant shot there.
Wow.
It was a good display of kicking shots in this match, that's for sure.
Yeah. They both kicked in 2 excellent shots in this rack alone.
And again, he's not had a great reward for making such a brilliant shot. You have to feel a little bit sorry for him, really, because he's not done a great deal wrong.
923, I guess not. Corey Doodle gets another bead on his side down there. He definitely won some fans here earlier today. Well, Clenty's playing safe, it appears. Or is he banking this? Nope, safety.
Oh, he's hit it a little bit too hard. I'm not sure if he stuck this up. I think he may have been able to see the 3 ball here. And looking at Clenty's body language, it looks like he can. May need a touch of left-hand spin.
Ruiz seems to think that he has it, which would suggest that he does have it.
Yeah, I was just looking at Clenty's body language and it looked like he had left this.
Great shot there. He did curve it, though, to get it.
Even though he may be hooked on this, this is not a tough shot for him. Rail first, automatic position for the 4 ball. Wow, that's a poor miss. That is a poor miss from Francisco. No matter what, you've got to make sure that you hit that 3 ball. And could that come back to haunt him? just about perfect there on the 4-ball. Just a drawback, 6 inches. For a stop shot on the 5.
Gonna lightly collide with the 9 here. That helped him preserve the proper angle to get down table for the 7 without moving the 9 all the way to the end rail, which will make subsequent position on the 9 a little bit easier than if he had to go all the way to the end rail to get it. So good decision.
And he's overrun this one.
Yeah, he overcut the pocket just a little bit.
He's just okay, though.
Mm-hmm.
You would think he'll knock this ball in.
Yeah, he was playing to be short of that and have the angle the other direction. But when he hit the pocket thin, then cue ball had more pace. And he takes that one home. 10-5 is our score. 9:35 for Sanchez-Ruiz. 9:13, Kachi.
And Kachi cannot afford one more mistake in this match.
Well, he can't afford any misfortune either. A break where it gets kissed into the side or something like that. That will be doom. Needs to win 6 consecutive games to take this match. Move into the hot seat match with Jason Shaw. He really needs to get his solid break working here. He really hasn't shown us that tonight.
We've got a good game on our outside table here, Mark. It's now 9-8 to Naoki Oi. Beg your pardon, 9-7 to Naoki Oi.
Okay, here we go.
Have you noticed he switched sides as well, Mark? He was breaking from the other side. Two ball. Oh, it's been kicked away and it was in. And just look at the 1-9. This 9 ball could be flying in straight away here.
Not easy from where the cue ball's at.
Well, I think he needs to play it with a lot of topspin. So he kind of delays the cue ball going forward at first. The 1 ball's a tough shot no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, personally, I would be having a go at the 9 here.
Mm-hmm. And we already know that he's aggressive. So
Yeah, he loves these kind of shots and he knows. He's thinking, if I go for this and make this, I'm into the hot seat.
10
And
G's.
a chance of winning the US Open.
40 G's.
He's definitely going to have a go at this. I know him too well. And there is a chance that the 1 ball may go safe around the back of the 8 and up towards the 4-5.
4% of the time, he'll find a different pocket.
the thing is also, if he doesn't get the one ball up by the 4 and the 5, as long as he hits it hard enough, he can't really leave it because it'll go towards the 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, there's a lot of value in having a go at this one.
Right. And you cannot be consumed with where the one ball's going. It's all about getting the cue ball on top of the 9 here. What a shot. What a way to close it out. And,
what a shot. Wow. Francisco Sanchez-Ruiz. You're into the hot seat. Fantastic performance.
He really had to make something happen special there with the cue ball. That was not routine at all. All right, on behalf of Chris Melling and each of us at ACCUSTATS, thank you for being here again. You guys are our family. That's our time for this time. Until next time, so long.